Welcome on back, everybody, to another episode of Comic Conquest. We're back with our classic format, tier list throwdown. I think everybody saw this video coming after the MCU video. Something needed to be said, especially after our longest video I think we've ever posted, the Batman review. By far, actually not that, but it's
like
long.
20 minutes more.
Yeah. DC movie theatrical release DC movie tier list. We're gonna make our DC movie scale here, August. We've already made our tier list, as you can see, they're covered below us. And let's hop right into it, August. You ready for a reveal?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Okay. Whoa, actually, I don't know what I was expecting here. Wow, you have Green Lantern C tier. Holy shit. Let's get into it. Let's just get into it. Catwoman. I think if you've seen that movie, it's whack. They give her powers and stuff. I like what's happening. We don't know.
Didn't make any sense from what I've seen, like the very few bits of it. It's, actually, funny story.
I should also note there's a lot of DC movies cut from this list. As you'll notice, August has not seen some of these, like Jonah Hex or Watchmen or Constantine. I know there's 5 other ones I'm forgetting.
Graveyard.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that came out this weird 2000 to 2010 time that we just didn't make. This is a mainstream list we'll go with. And we'll get into the next one, Batman and Robin, August.
Notoriously terrible.
Yeah.
Like, you think bad DC movie, you think of Justice League, but right after that, you think of Batman and
Robin. And I've seen this movie quite a few times, and it's like bad. I'm gonna skip Green Lantern for now, and we'll just go to D tier. Wonder Woman 84. If you've seen the movie, it's just not right. There's just something just wrong with it. Batman Forever.
I think it's
Val Kilmer.
I think it's just forgettable. I think that's what it is.
Very forgettable. Very mid.
Not
even mid. It's very
Robin
low.
is all that I remember from it, and I was like, damn, they gave him nipples.
Yeah, with that like weird red and the green. We don't need to talk about it. Justice League.
We don't really have to say much. I think we've roasted it over time enough if you've been a part of this channel. But if not, welcome. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.
Dude, even when you look up the poster for the Justice League, it's just whack. It's whack, dude. You can't save the world alone. It's whack.
It's
dog.
So saturated.
Whack.
They're like, Joss, how do you like it? He's like, yeah, it's okay, but it could be saturated.
It's just so whack. Suicide Squad.
Again, another notoriously bad movie, got cut to hell.
Yeah, it's just got. I think there's the air cut. There's probably a good movie somewhere out there. But the only reason this isn't F for me, honestly, is the soundtrack. The soundtrack of this movie is pretty fire, and there's some cool moments, I guess.
It's good. I feel like it's cast well,
Yeah, it's cast really well. That's what's so upsetting about it.
I feel like it was there, and then it wasn't,
Yeah, you said it's cast well. Cut to a clip of Jared Leto, the Joker.
Okay, besides Senor Leto. Yeah. So I have a bunch in D tier because honestly I think a lot of DC stuff is just mid. So
it's a little lower than mid. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, no, it is. That's why it's D tier.
Well, let's just start off with the movies you haven't. Because I know you haven't seen some of these.
I haven't seen Birds of Prey. Again, another movie I kept seeing the trailers and went, I just don't care.
You didn't see Killing Joke.
I didn't see Killing Joke. I've seen clips. I've seen bits and pieces. I'm sure it's fine, but like I didn't hear anybody being like, "Damn, this is an animated movie."
Joker. I don't think you saw, right?
No, I didn't. Again, another movie. I just kept seeing the trailers. I was like, Why? Why are we doing this?
Okay, we'll go to C tier, and then when we go through mine, I'll talk because I've seen those movies. I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Aquaman, C
Aquaman.
tier, both of us.
It's fine.
It's fine. I think like they made the right move of switching his story up a bit. Like it's obviously not comic book Aquaman. Like they needed to do that. They needed to do that for the character, so I'm glad they're willing to step out a little bit.
Yeah, I think it looks like visually, it looks good. Like they do the underwater bits pretty well. I'm kind of shocked that they made an Aquaman comic book suit look decent in any capacity.
Me too.
Like I saw, I was like, okay.
I just said that I'm glad they stepped out. DC doesn't do anything comic book accurate, really, unless it's
they fucking refuse.
The last movie we'll talk about. But they don't do anything.
Like that.
Okay, I have Birds of Prey. Let me talk about Birds of Prey.
Okay, you talk about
Birds of Prey is such a mid movie, right? It's so mid. The only redeeming factor, right, is Margot Robbie plays Harley Quinn pretty well. I think that's well established. That's why they keep bringing her back. And I really like the return of the Mad Lad, Ewan McGregor, Black Mask. Like, he's just such a prick in this movie. And I'm just like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, from the very few clips I saw, Ewan did a good job. Unfortunate they blew his ass up.
Yeah. But besides that, the whole movie's like, what? Okay. What? Okay. What else do you have? Oh, we both have BVS.
BVS. It's boring. Bores me.
So boring, I will agree. But the lines they take with Batman in this movie are fucking wild. And there's some cool stuff, right? I think there's a lot of cool stuff in this movie. Like, the Batmobile they have is dope.
I like the Batmobile.
They strapped machine guns to it and have them kill people.
Yep.
Didn't like. Batjet, dope. The fight scene where he's not using guns and he's beating the shit out of people in the warehouse
scene is amazing.
Dope. It really does remind me of Dark Knight Returns, and I get that's what they're going for. They just skipped so many steps. You skipped every step possible. Every step, they skipped it.
I like that he was already established. I like that there was a history, that there was a Robin, that there was stuff like that. But it didn't matter.
I think the move definitely was not to go straight into BVS, but do a old man Batman movie, I think, where he's established, and then do a BVS. They've just combined everything.
Shazam. Okay. We both got Shazam.
Shazam. This movie's just, like, not that memorable.
I saw it on a plane because there was nothing else to do, and I finished it and I was like, damn, what happened? I already forgot.
Yep. I think that's all that needs to be said. Superman, we'll go original Superman, Christopher Reeves.
I think it's all right. I think it's classic. It's good. It's at C tier because it's just it's very simple, like simple.
One of the first like superhero movies that did well. So I mean, we have to give him some credit, right? And then Superman Returns, we both put C. I think I put Superman Returns C for the pure fact I think it's a cool. I think it's a little weird that they would have him like replace Christopher Reeves as a third movie, but I guess it's like also a cool concept to like bring back fans and reintroduce this character that they haven't seen in a long time.
I actually had an action figure from this. Like I just got it for Christmas one year. So and I was like, damn, this is cool, and I had like a little kryptonite thing. But I remember watching this movie and being like, that's cool, that's Superman.
Yeah.
There's a giant Superman island.
Woo. I know, like we don't talk a lot of DC stuff because some of it's just not. Actually, we do talk a lot of DC stuff. I should say that, but like Superman's just not my favorite character.
No,
like not even close.
I struggled to draw Superman unless it's legitimately just Superman because his villains are so just like not memorable. Like Mxyzptlk, the fuck? How is he who?
Superman in my mind has three villains, right? It's like Lex Luthor, Doomsday, Brainiac. Oh, I guess you got Metallo too.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like, list all the Batman, right? Like,
It's
20,
hard not to
20
just
plus.
fall. Exactly. Yeah, Batman and Spider-Man have one of the greatest rogues gallery ever. So
we'll keep moving here.
we can talk about Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, you're right. I have Green Lantern F. You have it C. Do you want to explain?
I enjoy Green Lantern. I know it's not a good movie by no means. It sucks and it, like, too much visual effects. But I wasn't bored to the point where, like, I watched Green Lantern and I came out. I was like, yeah, it was all right. But I came out from BVS and was like, that was kind of shit.
Green Lantern, like, this might be a bad take, but like the first like part of the movie where he's getting the ring and he's like figuring it out, I think's kind of cool actually.
Yeah.
But the end is so fucked up. I'm just like, what are we doing?
Yeah. No, that's accurate.
Okay, I'm glad. I have enough still.
I enjoyed Green Lantern. I thought Ryan Reynolds was pretty good as
He's
Hal.
Ryan Reynolds. I mean, that's true.
But
I probably should have put it D tier, but movie causes pain and suffering. We'll move to Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises. Now, I think
I have it C.
Where did I put
You got it B.
B? Okay. I think Dark Knight Rises was actually the first Dark Knight movie I watched.
What? Really?
Yeah. Cause I don't know. I just know that me and my dad went and saw it in the theater, and like, I was like, I mean, it's Batman. Who the fuck cares? I know what Batman does. And then Bane comes on and like, Gotham City. Yeah. This is your reckoning. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Bane. This movie is the worst of the Dark Knight trilogy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Bane is a villain, and Tom Hardy's a great actor, right? But the way they did Bane, I just did not like it at all. At all. It wasn't Bane at all.
What do you mean? This voice, is that Bane for you?
It was like Ra's 2.0.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I like Bane is the roided out Venom. So yeah, and they like tried to combine Dark Knight Returns. Like there's a times like they haven't seen Batman. Like none of it really like was like what? I was just like they haven't seen Batman in 8 years. Christian Bale looks exactly the same. Everybody just accepts Batman's back. Like it was like they tried to shove Nightfall and Dark Knight Returns into the same movie, and then they also wanted it to be real, and which is like when we talk about the Dark Knight trilogy, it's like too real for me, which is like they put Batman in our world. I didn't like that. That's a whole nother video.
Yeah, the whole trilogy, honestly, just like there was something off. I think the first one didn't feel just like it was in our world, but by the third, by the Rises, I was like, bro, this is straight up like Chicago or something. Yeah. And Batman's just like, especially in the daytime when you could just see like, it's like, this guy looks like a dumbass. The fuck?
Yeah, dude, that fight though, I hate that fight scene in Dark Knight Rises when it's all the people of Gotham versus all of, like Bane's guys, and they're just like running at each other, and like Batman and Bane happen to see each other, and they're just like, I'm like, I don't like it. We'll move on before people get too triggered.
Batman Begins. Let's do that because.
Okay, yeah, both have it B tier.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. Like,
yeah,
I always like to see him develop like the bat suit, like how he goes to Lucius. I always thought was cool, and how he's like, I'm going climbing. I need whatever. Yeah. And we see this Dark Knight trilogy, Bruce Wayne trilogy. There's no Batman. It's Bruce Wayne's trilogy. Mm-hmm. Batman even dies at the end of Dark Knight Rises. Bruce Wayne lives on. But
God damn it.
So the Bruce Wayne scenes are actually pretty good in this movie. Like, I'm not gonna cap. Like, Christian Bale plays a good Bruce Wayne. His Batman, it's a little iffy for me. Also, Scarecrow, the villain.
I think it's a good villain.
It's a cool choice. I just think you have all the effects on like, you have the Warner Brothers budget, and we couldn't do some cooler effects. Like, the coolest effect at the end of the movie was, like, when Scarecrow gets hit the gas, he sees, like, Batman. I think it was so cool, and I was kinda disappointed that they couldn't do that for, like, a lot of the scenes in the movie. Like,
Yeah.
when Rachel's on the fear toxin, all she sees is, like, light. It's, like, just like she's on acid or something, like, she just sees lights and shit. I'm like, "What the fuck? How's that
Yeah.
scary?" She looks like she's having a great time. Um,
She's just having a bad trip.
yeah, dog. Let's talk about Wonder Woman really quick.
Wonder Woman. It's a good movie. I can't fault it. Ending sucks ass though.
Ending's pretty bad. And to be honest, for a Wonder Woman story, like I get, it has to be an origin movie. World War One's just like not my favorite like time period. The movie's very dark and like the coloring is just a battlefield. So I guess it has to be. And like
It's
she's like supposed to be like the ray of color or whatever.
It's
I think it's
gray.
it's cool. It's a good origin movie. Let's just say it.
Yeah. Good moments, bad ending. That's it.
I have the Killing Joke. I'm just gonna get it out of the way really quick.
Explain
Killing
why.
Joke.
Why
I
is it a
think
good movie.
it's a pretty good animated movie. There's of course some gripes I have with like the ending where Joker and Batman are just laughing. Like the guy's a psychopath. You just watched him kill 20 people. Let's like put him in handcuffs or something. But Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill return. Like it's just dope. Like an adult themed Batman the Animated Series episode.
Yeah, my favorite relationship comes back.
Yeah, I mean this movie's pretty dark and twisted. So like, if you're into that, you're into. I'll talk about Joker really quick too. Joker is like the Dark Knight trilogy. It's like Joker if he was in the real world. I don't like it. Like honestly, I don't like it. It's an okay movie. It's actually an okay like just movie. Like if we took the comic book stuff out, like it's an okay movie. And that's why it's not like C tier because it's like actually has some like timing and like they know how to write a movie. Okay, let's get into the DC stuff here. This is where our lists differ quite a bit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Batman 89. I have B tier. You have A tier. Batman 89, Michael Keaton Batman, the first Tim Burton Batman movie. Jack Nicholson. What makes this A tier?
I don't know. I think I just enjoy it more. Honestly, 89 and what is it? Returns?
Yeah, Return.
I could switch. I like them both. Like, I just again like I watched these more as when I was like a kid and with my dad, and he'd be like,
I think this movie is pretty innovative, right, for its time. It won Oscar. And it takes a step out. There's some iconic moments like "Let's Get Nuts," of course.
"You wanna get nuts?"
And he had us. Now you wanna get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts.
But I think there's actually a pretty good like ratio Bruce to Batman in these movies. So I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I think you're actually kind of spot on with the interchangeable thing. I just like Batman Returns more. Let's talk about Batman Returns now. We'll just combine the both of them.
Yeah.
I like Batman Returns more because I like the Penguin better than Jack Nicholson's Joker, which might be controversial. And I also like Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, of course, who's a highlight in those movies, I think. And just like you feel kind of like you're in Gotham. The sets are a little small feeling, but it feels like Gotham. So I always dug that. I think that's all we kind of have to say for that, unless you want to expand on it more.
They're good movies.
Like if you've seen them, you know why we like them.
You start thinking a little too hard about some aspects. They
It starts to go bad. But
if you
just watch it, enjoy it.
Watch it. It's one. You just gotta stop thinking, and it works.
All right. Let's get back to Zack Snyder.
You sure you don't want to do The Dark Knight?
Oh, yes. Let's do The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
You actually have it. I have it higher than you. Surprised because I shit on this trilogy a lot.
You want to know why I don't have it A tier? Is because I don't think it's as good as everyone says it is. I'll say it. I don't fucking care. I think this movie is okay. It bores the shit out of me at times. Joker, he's great. But other than that, I get bored. I don't need amazing epicness, but like shit, dude.
Yeah, let's get into it. You just cut out a bunch for me. I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay. You said let's get into it, so get into it.
I'm gonna get into it. The Dark Knight is not even a Batman movie. If we're being honest, Batman just happens to be there. It's a Joker and Two-Face movie. It's very villain-centered. Mm-hmm. And for the same reason I said Dark Knight Rises is bad, I think The Dark Knight starts that. First of all, the world feels like the real world. I live in the fucking real world. It sucks.
I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here either, bro. So, yeah, it just felt like where I'm from, Chicago, and the Joker was just blowing shit up and being crazy, which was cool. Heath Ledger, great Joker. That's obvious.
Undeniable.
Two-Face, Harvey Dent, Two-Face story here, great. I love how they mix.
Yeah.
But it's the real world, and I don't like that. And Batman is like a side note in this movie. It's really a fucking Bruce Wayne movie, with the Joker and Two-Face. And if you saw the Batman review that we posted, I don't like that. I don't like it. I like what we got in the Batman, which we'll talk about in a bit. I think that'll end it for us.
I mean, last thing I'll say is, it might become like a theme where it seems like I've watched all of these movies when I was much younger. But I've gone back and I've watched this movie because I keep hearing people be like, "No, it's good," and even now I'm like, sure.
So I'll say this, right? I think it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good comic book movie.
I don't think it's a Batman movie.
It's definitely not a Batman.
But yeah, okay.
Before we'll leave it there.
Roast the shit out of it more.
Yeah. Let's go to Man of Steel. I have a B tier. You have an A tier.
I enjoyed this movie when I first saw it. I shut my brain off because I was like, what, like 11 or some shit when this came out. Watched it in theaters, and it was just so loud, and people were just punching the shit out of each other. I was like,
it's dope.
Satisfied.
Like, it's simple. It's a good introduction, like a reintroduction of Superman.
Yeah.
To the modern storytelling perspective. I don't think it's like super stand out though.
No.
And we'll go to the next Zack Snyder movie here. Justice League. Zack Snyder cut. Snyder cut.
Again, another movie where I'm like, yeah, it's good, but like not as good as everyone says it is.
Alright, let's get into the obvious, right? 4-hour movie.
I have no problems with a long-ass movie. Endgame is long as fuck. The Batman is long as fuck. I enjoyed both of those.
So Zack Snyder's Justice League fixes a lot with Justice. And that's why I dig it, right? Because I'm such a DC fan. I love like Justice League Unlimited and Justice League and Batman the Animated Series that I was so excited for a Justice League movie. Of course, they didn't set up any of the shit, so I knew it wasn't going to be, like, spectacular. But I remember going to see Justice League and being like, that was ass water. And so when they said they were going to fix it, I was like, if you could fix this and make it okay and we could see Darkseid, I'd be happy. And Zack Snyder does that. Like, he's not obviously a main villain, but he fixes a lot of the issues with that movie. Yeah. And I think it's impressive that he was able to fucking push this movie out after however many years. But you're probably right. I think that's like a A to B tier movie. Like, it got a lot of hype. I think it just got a lot of hype because it fixed a lot of the stuff that
I commend it for existing in the first place. I mean, it's a monumental thing to go back
literally
and redo a movie. Like that's kind of unheard of, except for this like one case. So I commend it for that. But I still think that there are just some moments where it's like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. I think it's fine. I probably won't watch it for a long ass time unless somebody's like, dude, I've never seen this movie. You want to watch it with me? I'll be like, fuck.
I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's all needs to be said. I think it's good.
Right.
Let's get into the good goods now.
Suicide
Let's
Squad.
do the Suicide Squad. James Gunn comes to DC.
So
and
we have our review of this. So if you want to see like our immediate reactions and thoughts, you can just go see that movie. That video.
Yeah.
But we really liked it, enjoyed it. I think it's a fun movie.
I dug it. It's fun. The comedy is great. I think one of my only gripes with it is it feels, well, and this is not to the fault of James Gunn, right? He writes and directs it.
Yeah.
It just felt a lot like Guardians, like he just got. It's basically Warner Brothers was like, hey, come make a group hero movie, but you could go even farther with it. Like, it's like the stuff Marvel wouldn't let him do, right? Like,
I 100% think they're like, hey, you made Guardians, right? He's like, yeah. They're like, did Marvel say you couldn't do some stuff? He's like, yeah. They're like, you want to do that here? He's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. And not that it's bad, it just feels like out of place with all the other DC movies. And it's a good movie. Like, we liked it, obviously, and just go watch our review to see our actual like full thoughts if you really are curious. Now we get to the heavy stuff.
And plus we got Peacemaker out of it, and Peacemaker is great. Not good enough to talk about though. Anyway, Mask of the
Phantasm.
I watched this last night.
Was it for your first time watching it?
It was first time watching it through.
All the way through?
Like all the way. I've seen a bunch of clips. I knew the like big reveal and stuff like that. You know, it was really good. I enjoyed it. I recently went through all of Batman the Animated Series, and for some reason it was difficult for me to do that because I don't know why. But Batman.
Let's be honest, it's hard to watch. Animated series
it's good, right? At no point do I think it's not good, but like it just gets so slow.
Yeah, it's definitely not like a sit down and watch it all at once. Like, like Young Justice, I could sit down and watch the whole first
100%. I've done that multiple times at this point.
But Mask of the Phantasm, that's not a Batman the Animated Series video. I think this movie's really good. It captures a lot of what Batman is about. And there's a good mix here of Bruce and Batman, and the villain's cool. Yeah, I think if you've seen it,
I enjoy that we see an almost origin story of this universe's Batman. I will say though, I think throwing in the Joker in there kind of unnecessary.
Was a little weird. I'll agree with that.
I still think he fits in fine. Other than that, good movie. A tier. Would watch it again sometime eventually when I forget about it.
And our only S tier, August.
It was really not even a competition, bro. This movie, the Batman. So
and people might be like,
good.
Guys, you just saw it. It's gonna wear off. The hype. Look, bro.
Fuck you.
I saw it 5 or 6 days ago. I still think about this movie.
Same. Like, it's fire.
Yeah, it's the most comic book accurate Batman movie there is.
While still being original.
Yeah, an original good movie. Let's talk about the stuff that I like for this movie. We posted a whole review.
There's a fucking hour 36 minute video on that. If you really want to know what we think, you go watch that. Just know we think this is fire. I think it's it's DC's best movie today.
Movie.
Yeah,
Batman movie. It's the Batman, not
the Bruce Wayne. Exactly.
So like, I mean, we broke it down and talked about it for an hour. I'm not going to get into it. I could get into it for another hour right now. But the villain, Riddler, they twisted him. They made him dope. They made him interesting. They made him cool. Catwoman, Zoe Kravitz, plays great. The Penguin, Colin Farrell. Fantastic. Robert Pattinson, Batman. Emo. I like it. Good. I like it. He plays Batman, not Bruce, which I think is something they can expand on. And they teased Hush.
James Gordon, he's great too.
James Gordon too, great.
And we're back.
We're back with the scale. We've come to a conclusion. DC scale. And let's put a quick note here. These scales are very different. We, of course, made the MCU scale. We have the DC scale now. These scales are not... They don't merge... Like, they don't overlap well. Like, if we're being honest. DC has a wide range of ranking. Marvel is a little more linear. DC's kind of all over the place.
This is for the approximation per
franchise, per universe.
Franchise. I mean, we could. I'm sure we could put the DC scale and then a Marvel scale, get another movie, and they'd sit on a different area.
Yeah.
Be higher up on a DC scale, but lower on the Marvel.
Yeah.
Get them
sure.
out of here.
Yeah, you didn't even see the visual because it was so complex. I didn't want to make it. But DC scale. Let's break it down. 0, Batman and Robin. Obvious. Batnip.
Nobody likes it.
Justice League. What
Fuck
the
Justice
fuck
League.
happened?
Fuck you, Joss.
True. 2, the original Suicide Squad.
Again, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, music was good though. 3, Birds of Prey. Ewan McGregor, I love you. I can't wait to see you in Obi-Wan. Yes. 4, BVS. What the fuck? Batman kills people. 5, I just had to look out the list. Shazam. Mediocre.
Forgettable.
6, Aquaman. Good twist on the hero. I'm losing the catch line for these. 7, Wonder Woman. A good origin movie. What the fuck are we doing in World War I? I get that's her origin, but I didn't like it.
Ass ending.
True. 8, Batman Begins because the Nolan trilogy's overrated and Dark Knight's ass. 9, The Suicide Squad. James Gunn, you do good, but comedy? 10, The Batman. Emo. Something in between. Hold on. What did this guy just say? Play it back again. Emo. Something in between. Something in between. Something in between. Something in between. Here we go. Let's just double check something in the way. This guy's a fucking fake fan, dog. Riddler. And that's the scale, guys. Let me know what you thought. Obviously, our take's probably a little wild.
Remember, these are our takes, not your takes. This is just what we're using to gauge, so that you know how shit of a take we have. All right? Yeah. In 2 years, when more DC movies that come out that are potentially more ass or more fire, I don't know, their lineup looks.
When the Flash gets delayed for the 15th time.
Bro, they're. How many times did Dark Phoenix get delayed? I don't think it had 5 years delay.
True. That
Same
was
thing
video.
with New Mutants. Yeah.
Like,
anyway.
comment, subscribe.
Goodbye, humans.